Hey everyone, we are really excited to be on today with Joe from Juno. Uh, Juno is one of our newer partners that we're so thrilled to have in the Dentist Advisors Partner Program. And Juno is who we utilize for working with and with all of our students out there that are dealing with student loans. And today we're excited to have Joe walk us through a deck and take some time on explaining Juno and student debt, student loans, student refinancing, and really excited to have Joe on with us. Joe, thanks for joining us, and the floor is yours.
Absolutely. And thanks, Spencer, for having me. Excited to be here and talk a little bit about this. I guess we'll kick off with just a quick background on Juno, just to get everyone familiar. Juno's been around for 7 years now. Started May of 2018 was kind of the first time that we did the concept that's put us on the map, and that is our group negotiating process with the banks. So I started with our two founders. They're still the co-CEOs of the company, and they were attending Harvard Business School themselves. This was, a project they were basically doing as part of their business school studies, where they got accepted to Harvard. They got that bill, and they were terrified of the interest rate associated with the loans to fund that. So they themselves went to a couple banks and said, "We want something cheaper. We're Harvard business students. We're going to be good for it. We want a better deal." And the banks, they just kind of said, "Listen, you're two guys. We're not going to do that. The rates are the rates." So they did the social experiment. And as you can see here from our one co-founder, Nikhil, we basically just put something out on Facebook and said, "Listen, nothing else. This is just a social experiment to see what happens. But if you're looking for a loan, fill out our form, tell us what you're looking for, and then we're just going to take that to the banks in a group." And that worked. So they went to a handful of banks and basically said, "We have millions of dollars in a group that we've created that needs funding. Give us your better offer and we'll put that in front of the group." And so that started this process. So you'll see a few different landing pages on the website. One of them, though, is Join Juno. That's always been a big one because every year when borrowers are looking for funding, they join Juno. So they submit what they're looking for, they join that wait list. And that, each year we continue to negotiate with the banks for the best possible offers for that year. And so, we took that to the refinancing side of it. And this past year, for the first time, we did a group negotiation with graduating students looking to refinance. And we basically said, if you're graduating, enter in your information, tell us how much you're looking to refinance potentially. And we're going to mass that. We're going to go to the banks. We're going to get some special offers for you that you can't get outside of Juno. And the great thing is you're never committed to anything. You're not, as a borrower, required to take the loan. It just gives us a better bargaining power with the banks to get you the best offers. And so, what makes Juno different is these special offers that we have. So we have some standing offers out there, exclusive rate discounts with select partners, 0.25% lower rate going through Juno than to the lender directly. Other partners, we have cashback that is straight to the borrower. And keep in mind, this is always free. Anything that Juno has on their platform, whether it's origination, refinancing, or webinars, whatever it might be, it's always free to take advantage of. So this is just cash straight into the borrower's pocket after they complete the refinance. But we still do special deals. So at the time that this is being filmed, a couple of weeks ago, the SAVE plan turned back on, interest resumed on federal loans. And so we went to the banks to negotiate a special offer for that influx of refinancing. And so right now, cash back on every offer, every refinance that goes through. So that means that if you're connected with the bank that has a 0.25% lower rate, right, if that's just your best rate option, you're also getting cash back right now in addition. So, just a great thing. A couple of weeks ago, before this, we bumped that 0.25% to 0.5% for a period of time. So, that's the thing is we always have special deals going on that you can't get elsewhere. So, what we always like to say is it's always better to go through Juno than directly to a lender. You're not going to get a worse offer on Juno's platform with the way that we've built it. But a few other things. So we have the ability to waive lender financing limits in certain cases. So there are certain lenders out there that are really aggressive but cap the loan amount. We've had success in the past getting around those because of relationships we have. You can't do that off our platform. And then the last thing, and this is what's really passionate for me, is this free consultation, right? And for some borrowers, this is necessary. For other borrowers, they know that refinancing is a path, and that's where they're going, and that's totally fine. But I've been doing this for 6.5 or so years now, and I've met with over 10,000 borrowers. I've personally managed over $500 million in loan volume with the team I've had. We've collectively managed over $1 billion in loan volume. Seen it all. And so a lot of uncertainty right now, a lot of craziness with the save plan back in action and interest accruing. And so, we're able to help borrowers if they need a little bit more direct guidance. But at the same time, they can go themselves to the website. So, whenever a client is going through the process here, it takes 2 minutes. I mean, this could not be easier. We have a Dentist Advisor dedicated landing page. You can get the link on there, takes them to this page here. They click to get my refinance estimate. It has them create an account with Juno. That's just so that we have their information there. They click on refinance existing student loans. They check their rates without affecting credit. So that's the thing, is checking the rate never impacts credit. The soft credit pool has no negative impact at all for them to see what's out there. One page of information. It's just their basic background information about themselves that gets fed through to the lender's portal. It runs it through the database, and then they see on the last page, they see their rate offers. And this is an example. So this was pulled August 6th, so the rates are reflective of that. Keep that in mind. But this isn't an example of a rate pull here. And so you see all the lenders we work with, right? The borrower sees that. We're transparent with that. We don't hide it, because if you go around Juno, you just lose the offer. So there's no reason to bypass. But we want them to know too what they're getting. So they'll see the rate, the cashback benefit, or in certain cases, the rate discount. And then you see right now that additional cashback as well. That's a special we have going on right now. And it's easy. So this is built into their portal. So they can go in, they can access this, they can grab it at any time. And they can always recheck their rates. I'm a big proponent, because it's a soft credit pull. I'm a big proponent of check often, check early. I run my rates every single week, because, as you can see, this is my rate pool, right? I have 200,000. I'm in the boat that a lot of these clients are in, so I get it. So if there's a better deal out there, I'm refinancing again. You can always refinance again. There's no penalty for refinancing multiple times over time. There's no prepayment penalty. There's no early payoff fees. There's no origination charges, right? Refinancing student loans is free. So if there's a better deal out there and you get a bonus on top of it, even better, right? Now, some things to keep in mind. The bonuses are typically for the first time a borrower goes to that partner through Juno. Okay, so you see here with SoFi, $1,000 cash back as an example. You can't refinance with SoFi 6 times a year through our platform and get $6,000. Okay, so there are certain things like that, right? With Earnest, that rate discount, right? That's for the first time. But that's why we say you'll never get a worse offer through our platform. So worst case, the borrower's already with SoFi, they're still going to get the same rate going to SoFi directly, right? They're still going to get the same rate going to Earnest directly. So our platform ensures that they will get the best offer available to them, even if they've already taken advantage of one of our existing new client offers. So it's always best, to check there and see what's out there. So it's really that simple, to check the rates, to go through the platform, and see what's out there. If they want to go forward, they just click apply now, off to the lender's website, and they complete the application there. So that's that's kind of the crux of it, as far as how the refinance process works. And so, and then let me see here. Just gonna pause the share for one quick second and pull up some of the changes. So the big thing has been too, there's been a ton of changes in the federal loan landscape. So we've had changes with the SAVE plan, interest coming back into effect. And so one of the things that we are passionate about as well is you see navigating student loan repayment. So we do this webinar every single week, right? And so I do every Tuesday at 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. We host this free webinar. We started this yesterday. We're gonna have it ongoing, just to help folks stay up to speed on what's going on with the student loans. So there's a lot of changes, right? And this is for clients, for referral partners, for the advisors themselves, it's for anybody to join on to. But this is where we help and we go through all the nuts and bolts of what refinancing is, right? So, because a lot of folks don't realize, right? I mean, it is taking out a new loan. You are paying off your existing loans, and taking out a new loan to consolidate, right? It's not adjusting the existing underlying loans. So we help them understand kind of the process there, what refinancing looks like, and how to do it, right? Some key reasons to refinance. We help them educate on should they refinance, should they hold off, just so that they're are comfortable with the decision that they're making. Um, but this is the big one here, right? Is all of these updates. So the one big beautiful bill act that was passed a few weeks ago now, this is effectively gutting the federal loan system. And this is where a lot of borrowers are having uncertainty right now with the SAVE plan. As of this recording, interest is accruing again on these loans. So the interest free holiday is officially over. Now, borrowers have some time, and I've met with a handful of borrowers this past week where the recommendations have been all over the place between some refinance, some are moving into income-based repayment. And I've even had a few where we did, in fact, recommend this new repayment assistance plan. But it's case by case for every single situation, right? That's why we do the free consultation. And I know that, you might be working with your clients and you have that recommendation already set for them, and that's great, right? If it's just a case though where you want some more information on it, or they need a second set of eyes, whatever it might be, we have tools built internally. We have some calculators and different things that we offer so that we can calculate out all the different scenarios of the federal side, compare that with refinancing, and just make sure that they're making the most educated choice, right? And then we do a little bit too on the PSLF side of things, the loan forgiveness. It's always a big one, especially when you're looking at a few $100,000 in student loans. We want to make sure that that's not something that should be left on the table, and also just updates to borrowers know, like things like this aren't going away, right? So we have all those different resources you see here. So this is the Dentist Advisor page, and the one other piece that I'll point out, we have so many resources built in here. So from the origination side of things to the refinancing side of things, right? We have a plethora of resources in here to help across all pieces of the student loan life cycle, because a lot's changing on the in-school side too, right? If you have any dentists that are in that residency period, if they're going back for any kind of education, we can help with that. We have good offers on the in-school side of things. So a lot of resources here for both the partner, but the client themselves, just to give them everything they need to make the best choices, and the best repayment strategy with the student loans.
Perfect. So helpful, Joe. Looks so awesome. Today we just had a meeting with our advisor team, and some of the comments shared were it's so easy for the application process and the touch base with Joe and team, and talk about making kind of a typical painful process fairly easy and straightforward. We are big fans of the efficiencies here, and that is
Yeah.
one thing that you've created very well.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And listen, like I said, I have the student loans. Like I get this. It's why I do this for a living. It's why I'm really passionate about this industry and this product. At that same time, that's what's great is we love the feedback, right? So we're still independent. We can do a lot of things. So, anything that you want to additionally see, any research for clients, we can build all of those things. It's a great thing to have. The other piece too is I just did my own application the other day. It took 2 minutes. I was instantly approved. A lot of borrowers they're approved instantly or next day. So these are fast and easy, right? It's not anything like a mortgage or, some more drawn out loan processes. It usually is instant income verification. A lot of times instant employment verification. And so you're from start to finish, in a day or two. And so which in all honesty, I mean, that's just additional savings because interest accrues every day on these things. So the sooner we can get you from over 6 to below that on the refinance, this is more money back in the client's pocket. So that's why I said we have that self-serve module here. If they want to go in and grab the rates, they can schedule a consult, but we've really tried to make this as painless as possible. This student loan debt and the cost of this is absolutely painful enough. It shouldn't be any worse when you're trying to get this thing taken care of and paid off.
Yeah. So good. Well, it's so awesome, Joe. So overall, for all of our listeners, the process is simple, and Joe has walked you through it. If you're watching this or checking it out on our website, or you've been referred to this video from our Facebook Live page or from the videos on our homepage, just know that you can reach out to Joe directly. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to any of our advisors. The Dentist Advisors team is really familiar with Juno, really familiar with Joe, and we've been working close together and are ready and able to help any of you out there with these questions. So, Joe, what else anything else to cover? We're just thrilled about this, and especially the simplicity of it, and especially the rates that we're seeing. That's the biggest feedback so far from our team.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen it again. It's different for every borrower, but we had some last week, and again, at the time that this was filmed, right, we had some rates in the fours, in the low fours for a 5-year term, depending on what the borrower's looking for. But here's something too to keep in mind, right, with that refinancing again over time. Take a term that works for you right now, pay it down, make some headway, and then if rates continue to drop, you can refinance it again. And that's the great thing. That's one of the strategies that a lot of borrowers have used over time, to be able to chip away at these things and keep the rate as low as possible. But yeah, we've seen these rates have been well below recently what the federal side is. That's the thing, right? A week ago, everybody was effectively at 0%, and now they're waking up to 6, 7. I mean, I graduated from school in 2024. My loans were in the 8 and 9% range. So
Yeah.
to get down into the 5s and 4s, I mean, we're talking tens of thousands, if not upwards of 6-figure savings on the interest rate. That's huge. And you're coming off of the income-driven plan too. Nice thing is that now you have a fixed repayment plan, fixed payment that's never going to change. That's just peace of mind for you, the advisor, and your client, that you can now plan around that with that piece fixed. Right before, it was your payment changing every 12 months because you're on that income-driven plan. And now that can upend everything as they start a practice, make more money, whatever it might be. If their payment's always fluctuating because their income's going up, it makes financial planning, a nightmare compared to having that fixed payment. So people are loving it. We've seen, clients going through more than we've seen really in the recent years, just in the past couple of weeks, because they're excited about these rates. They're excited too to just finally make headway on this thing. It's been that kind of like hanging over their head type of thing of, we'll get to it when the rates come back. And so they can just finally have the peace of mind that the plan is in place and they're attacking this thing head on with a great interest rate and maybe some cash back on top of it.
Yeah, like that. Love the cash back. Love that offer as well with each of the applications that go through the offer that you provide. That was raised today as well. Very cool and thoughtful.
Yeah, that's something I've never seen on any other platform I've worked with or used. As I've been doing this for 6 years, I've built other companies that have done this. I've truthfully never seen it. Was a no-brainer when I came over to Juno to push this out there everywhere, because it is literally the best offer you'll find. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah. So cool. Well, Joe, we really appreciate you being on. Excited to share this with everybody. And like I said, for anyone that is interested, you will see in this video how to reach out to Joe and to Juno and to anyone here at Dentist Advisors. Joe, so grateful to have you on again, and much more to come in the future from Juno.
Absolutely. Thank you, Spencer, and excited to be working with you and the whole Dentist Advisor team.
Thank you.